Hey, what's going on, everybody? Well, back from the bear hunt and finishing up some bear pastrami right now. And it's time to get these gardens finished up. Some flowers we bought for the flower pots in front of the house. We got to get those planted hopefully today. A few more in there for the back porch of the house, which is over there. This year we put plastic down inside the garden. It's not plastic, it's fabric, black fabric, to try and get the soil to stay hotter for some of these, like the brassicas, the broccoli, cauliflower, and whatnot, because it does stay cooler here in Alaska for a lot longer in the summer. All these seeds, they need like 45 degrees to germinate. And all these carrots especially need a lot of warmth to get going. These here are potatoes, more broccoli and cauliflower. These are red onions, wall sweets in here. This is all the garlic I planted this last fall in September, all the way over there. And then this is a bunch of leeks I planted, but it's definitely time to start getting some better water on it. I figured it would rain, but it has not done much raining yet this year. It's just been kind of cold and cloudy, but we're fixing to fix that. This row here that I haven't planted anything in is going to be green beans. I've got green beans that are getting started inside here, inside my little greenhouse. I've also got tomatoes and a couple pepper plants back there in the back that are getting going. Hopefully these hydroponic planters that I got will actually get some of the tomatoes to actually grow, because they do not like growing in the ground up here. And here's my green beans. Hopefully they will start popping up here real soon. Well, hopefully that'll work for a little bit. So we built this fence around the garden last year. These are all trees that I cut down in the forest, all green. We peeled them all by hand, and then we burned the bottoms of them so it'd make its own creosote. And then we buried them in the ground about 4 feet, and then I cut them off individually at 6 feet to match this wire fence. Keeps the moose out. Not that the moose want to eat a lot of the stuff in there right now, but come fall time, they'll be all about getting in there. But so far so good, it's held up. And then I have some good friends of ours that give us this horse manure. This is piled up last year. I just got it this spring, so this fall I'll turn it over a couple times this summer with the tractor, and then we'll get her put in there. I'm thinking that I might build some planter boxes for this winter as a project, and then I'll make them 12 foot long, and then I'll scoop all this dirt up that's in the center. I'll scrape it all into the center or something, and we'll get it into those planter boxes. It'll make it easier on your back, and B, the soil will get warmer faster so that the plants will want to grow a little better than what they normally do. That black fabric really helps out up here, keeping that soil hot. It's real hard to grow anything that's not a cold, hardy plant. I wouldn't say it's real hard, but it can be challenging, especially if the spring is real late and it doesn't warm up as fast as we'd like it to. So those are the plans right now. We'll see how the rest of the growing season goes. Hopefully it's awesome. We get a lot of carrots in the ground, a lot of beets. We like to can them, that'll last us all winter. And then I'll freeze all the broccoli that we get that we don't eat fresh. That way we've got stuff for winter time. Since the inflation's went up, grocery prices in Alaska have went up significantly. I was in the store yesterday. A lady bought $45 worth of groceries. She came out with one bag. I spent $145 and I came out with 3.5 bags. So it's definitely, your dollar doesn't go where it used to. That's for damn sure, especially when it comes to produce. So hopefully we have a great growing season this year. Okay, so a little garden update here. This is inside my greenhouse. I've got some cucumbers, tomatoes, if that's what you want to call them, and one pepper plant left. The other one died for some reason. These are hydroponic buckets I got from the neighbor. I guess they used to grow pot in them. For some reason they do not like to grow tomatoes in here. I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. Like, they've got fertilizer, they've got magnesium, they've got heat, everything they need. But the only thing I can grow in here is weeds. That for sure I can grow. I had to take all this stuff out of here a week ago and actually weed eat this thing, and then I laid down this black fabric to try and get the weeds to slow down a bit. As you can see, it's already starting to lift up the black fabric that I've put down. So it's July 7th. So the garden's been growing since about May 15th, I guess. So we've been successful in growing chickweed. So this row here, right here, this row, and this row was all carrots. There is carrots growing. However, they decided to just barely show up. But the chickweed has almost completely covered them. I've come in here and weeded it, I've pulled it, but the chickweed literally pops back up within 2 days, and it's almost impossible to, it is impossible. There's no way. I'd have to sit out here 24 hours a day and weed, and I've had enough. So this next fall, or this winter, I'm going to make planter boxes and hopefully be able to get rid of some of those weeds. My potatoes, I think only about half of them came up. There's potatoes planted in there, but nothing popped out. I think there's one plant here and a few up there, so we're not gonna have very many potatoes. I think this is broccoli or cauliflower, I'm not sure which, but we've got onions that I thought would do a lot better. There's this half over here is all Walla Wallas, and then the northern half here, it was plants in those holes. That's all reds, slowly being taken over by chickweed. I pulled all that stuff out of there the other day. So this row here and that whole row over there, that's all garlic. And you can see where I've tried to get the chickweed and it's just going out of control. So the garlic is just now finally starting to escape out. So I'll give it another week and I'll pop these garlic scapes off. And I take all my scapes and I make garlic scape pesto out of it. We usually get just about enough to last us a year. Use it in a lot of pastas and whatnot. So looking forward to that. This row over here does not seem to look like it's done much of any kind of scapes other than the very end here. And then these little guys in here are leeks. I put all kinds of fertilizer in here. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with it, but yeah, it's not been very fruitful this year for the garden. Of course, I haven't sat here and weeded and weeded and weeded for hours on end. I have tried a little bit here and there, but it gets real old real quick. So anyway, I tried green beans. See, some of them already died, and then you got the beans going down that are trying to survive here. So the lettuce, it's slowly been taken over by the chickweed. There's a multiple varieties in there. We had nasturtium, and they were coming up real nice, and you can see them. They're kind of small, but they started, and then I'm not sure what kind of weed that is, but it has taken over. And then this is all spinach in here. I just need to come in and cut it all off and then try and sort it out. Hopefully we can get another sprouting of it to come up before it goes to bolt. There was some herbs, chives, and stuff in here. I swear it literally rained last night or yesterday, and I swear it's already came up like 2 inches of chickweed. And then more herbs. The radishes are gangbuster. I can usually get 20 or 30 of them every couple days. So we got more broccoli in here. The rest of my green beans. This one is Swiss chard and collard greens. You can see that only a few of them have decided to grace us with their presence. Normally last year they just bolted right off the get-go. I'm not sure why they haven't done it this year, but this row we still got, some radishes. I just picked them yesterday, but we're already to the point of picking them again already. And yesterday I got a pile of them. So we got, broccoli, what is that, Brussels sprouts in the middle row there. But the broccoli, cauliflower, they always do real good. The celery, it does really good. Usually it's a real slow start, and then all of a sudden it just boom, and it's going crazy. And then we got beets. We got, this row is only a little bit of it from up there, and then everything else. So there's one, two, three. There's 4 full rows and 1/4 of a row of beets. We love to eat beets. I love to can them. So I'll be doing that this fall, hopefully right before moose season. Get them all knocked out and done. Then we got another middle row of potatoes. They're actually doing better than I started these ones late. This middle row of potatoes, started them late, and they're doing better than the ones that I planted 2 weeks before them. So, and it's not like it was cold when I started them. So anyway, there's your garden update. Hopefully we start getting some better growth out of the carrots here soon and the potatoes. And I hope I can get some of this chickweed under control, because it's crazy bad. Like, I am, this fall, when this is all done, I'm going to scoop every ounce of this dirt out of here with the tractor. I'm going to pile it up over there with that, and I'm going to build with all that manure there, and I'm going to build those boxes. And then I think I'm going to leave enough room to get rid of that greenhouse, and we're going to put in a 20 by 30 or 20 by 40, a real greenhouse in here. So it'll be beds all the way down and out. So we built this fence last year to keep the moose out, and had full intentions of putting a greenhouse in here. So we'll get that greenhouse put in, and I don't know if it'll be next year, but it's definitely coming. I'm tired of not being able to grow cucumbers and whatnot properly. I've got friends that have, right now they've got 10 foot of tomatoes like growing to their ceiling, and I've got 2.5 feet of nothing. Anyway, this fence was built with a greenhouse in mind, and then having the, you know, the outdoor stuff like the broccoli, cauliflowers, potatoes, and onions and garlic to grow outside with the beets and carrots. So hopefully we can make something happen with those beds this winter and have a little bit better productivity and not as many chickweed. This chickweed is terrible. Like, I'm real close to just pulling it all up and rototilling it in. That's how fed up I am with it. Y'all have no idea how bad I want to get out the weed eater and just weed eat this whole thing down. I took some of that chickweed off the potatoes over there, this row, and the potatoes on the other row. And I've been working on the garlic and the onions for about 2 hours now. I feel like I'm about halfway done. Have you ever watched that movie Avatar, where they talk about the plants having their roots talking to each other? I'm telling you right now that the chickweed talks to itself, and it says, "Self, these garlic are growing taller than us, so we're gonna grow taller than the garlic." But if it's like carrots, they're only gonna grow just taller than the carrots just to snuff them out, and then they're not gonna grow anymore. That's what I think is going on with chickweed. It's like Nightmare on Chickweed Street in here. Alright. I'm here weeding for days, it seems like. Here we go, all this stuff a chance to grow